Let's talk for a minute about exhaustion. I know most people have been exhausted at one point in time or another, but sometimes when we have an emotional exhaustion, it's very different to that physical exhaustion because we've been out late or because we've got a lot going on at work or, because we've got just loads of different things happening and it's built up over time. That emotional exhaustion that we feel, it does a different thing to our bodies. And quite often we start feeling lots of different things. So we might be feeling lower energy, we might be feeling muscle tension, we might be feeling pains in the stomach. There's lots of different things that happen when we go through that emotional exhaustion. At this moment in time, many people are looking at that particular piece and not understanding it. They're looking at, why am I so tired? Partly maybe because we're on screens all of the time. We're also doing so many video calls. And the thing about video calls is that it feels a little bit more like human interaction, and yet it's not the same as being in person. So you might have that momentary freeze, or you might have the audio goes funny, and your brain is processing it with this image. So it's looking for the physical connection as if we were together in person. And yet there's that jarring piece around it. So this screen use that we've got, that's exhausting in itself. And then the emotional connection that we're getting or we're looking for when we're together, we're not getting that same thing from a video because it isn't a real person experience. So there's lots of different things in that alone. Then when we start heaping on the worry around, what's going to happen when I have to go out and do my shopping? What if I bring germs into my home and I make somebody sick? Or, how am I going to manage things when I go back to work? Or maybe even, how am I going to manage because I don't have a job to go back to, and what's going to happen there? So all of those thoughts and all of those worries are something additional that we've got going on. So it's really important at this moment in time to be looking at what our levels of exhaustion are and what we can do, more importantly, to combat that. So sometimes the idea of being so exhausted that you can't function, quite often what we do is we go to either skipping food or doing things like, I'll just throw pizza in the oven, I can't be bothered, I'm too tired. Or, I'm too tired to get up and go for a walk, or I'm too tired to get engaged with anything, I'm just going to stick a movie on. While it's okay to do that from time to time, or maybe even for a couple of days, when we get into that and we start doing it day after day after day, what we start seeing is that nutritionally we're depleting our bodies, we're not going to sleep as well, and we're starting to get our energy going even lower. So it's going to be even less likely that we're going to get up and do those things, when actually those are the things that are going to help us. One of the really big things that I think people miss quite often is the amount of water that we take in has a massive, massive impact on our energy levels. So even if we are not eating great and we're doing all the screen stuff and we're not sleeping and we're doing all that stuff, if we just increase the amount of water that we have, that would at least have some impact on your energy levels. So at this moment now, we need to be looking at what are the things that I can do that are within my control, and what small changes can I make. So I'm not saying get rid of the TV, or you have to eat clean and healthy every single day of the week and you have to be out running 5 kilometers every day. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that we need to be mindful of where we spend our energy, and this idea that energy begets energy. So if I feel that I am absolutely exhausted and I need a rest day, or I need a couple of rest days, that's totally fine. But it's about, where do we draw the limit and where do we start saying I'm going to create energy? So I'd love to know what works for you, and when you are looking at creating energy, how does that look for you? And in a practical way, what does that look like? And what are the specific things that help you get back on track when you're looking to change your energy?